Being a kid is rough. Trying to introduce yourself to some kids and make friends, they're gonna make a fist and introduce it to your face. Really, just like the title of this 1981 horror movie, your early teen years often can be the pit. This is the life of Jamie Benjamin, a 12-year-old with more issues than National Geographic, if we're being honest. He's a strange kid who keeps to himself, and when not cutting out naked women pictures from library books, spends most of his time with his terrarium of frogs and snakes. The kids around him despise him, his babysitters run away screaming, and his parents are exhausted by his constant problems and outbursts. What's worse, Jamie's entering puberty, and now he's eerily focused on young women. Consulting with his evilish stuffed animal, Teddy, a teddy bear, Jamie watches and waits to catch glimpses of naked women. Now this is something that a lot of boys do, and understandably, the women are creeped out by the little terp watching them. But what they should really be concerned about is what's watching them from the woods that Jamie's playing in. Thinking back to my own childhood while watching this movie, I can also say I had problems relating to others and problems of being distracted. I had ADHD, Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder. I think Jamie has the other ADHD, Awful Demon Hole Dilemma. Apparently, weird kids in Canada had an edge over us Americans when it came to things like bullies, annoying old people, and those little girls who torture people for fun. It was an edge that they could push people over into, where their people problems are turned into dinners for monstrous ape creatures, which Jamie calls trologs. That's right, he's got a hole full of monsters. And as Jamie's problems mount, the piles of bodies he dumps into the pit, where the trologs dwell, grows higher and higher. The question really becomes, how long can Jamie keep on pushing on before someone pushes back? I enjoyed The Pit. It's absolutely a silly movie with monsters in it, but it fully indulges in its silliness, capitalizes on it, makes very few missteps on its way to a dark underside, and really surprises with the topics that it ends up covering. That's right, despite seeming like a young fantasy movie at times, this is not a kid's movie, or really a fantasy movie. There's this very real, grimy, grim drama of a kid who it ends up as likely being molested by his parents, sexually, trying to deal with the resulting issues he has from that molestation. Yeah, it's pretty dark. You didn't think it was going to go that way, but it did. So, while it may seem insensitive that the movie has this other tone to it that says on one hand, hey, molestation, and on the other, oh, monsters in a hole. I didn't mind that the movie had these two sides to it. This is a monster movie, yes, but it's not the trologs that are the monsters. It's Jamie, and also kind of society. My only issues are one scene in the movie that occurs with Teddy, the stuffed animal. It's a minor one, but it's really weird, and it leaves a lot of questions. Because it could add a whole new layer to the movie, but it's never touched on. Anyway, you'll know it when you see it because it adds a lot of questions to the movie, and then it's never ever handled ever again. Also, the last third of the movie, it nearly completely drops Jamie and instead focuses on the trologs, and it's, in my opinion, where the movie comes closest to having just a serious misstep and not being as entertaining. It's definitely not as interesting as the rest of the movie. Despite that low point, the addition of a bit of drama from Jamie's relationship with his babysitter and the pet cemetery-like areas the plot uncovers, and the excellent monster effects, those trologs with their glowing eyes look truly eerie, and the movie's refusal to tone any part of itself down, from the gleefully mean to the uncomfortably bared, all of this together, you get a movie that has depth, aside from the one Jamie tosses mean little old ladies down. So I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the bit. I have to give it 4 mean little old ladies getting put in their place out of 5. Can you fly, Granny?